Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast. This is episode 66.
God, we've been doing this a while.
Oh, really long time. Really long time. Kick-off question, Amy. Take it away.
The kick-off question is, what luxury item would you take with you to the jungle?
So, I'm a Celeb started, and they had to win all the luxury items, didn't they? So it's fresh in our minds.
Mate, they were absolutely terrible at it.
They were terrible.
Sorry, Jane
McDonald.
Jane McDonald photograph.
If you watch I'm a Celeb, you'll know what we're on about.
Jane McDonald.
It's absolutely terrible.
I'll take a pack of digestives over Jane
Is
McDonald.
that what you've...
No.
Well, what's your luxury item?
Well, you go first because I just asked you the question, so
Okay.
it's rude if I answer my own question first.
Okay. My luxury item would be me pillow.
Yeah.
Comfort is key. You know, you're not sleeping on a very nice bed. They don't look that comfy. You know, I feel like you've got a pillow, a little bit of a home comfort and all that. I feel like that would go down well. If you've picked your dog, I swear to God, it's not realistic.
I want to just comment on the pillow situation as of right now. I've got two actually. Just thought of one now. I feel like I'm not very emotionally connected to my pillow.
No, I'm not.
Because no. Because
you make me sound like I'm a big pillow weirdo.
got a pillow fetish. Basically, because I feel like I've got many different places that I live in. Like, I've got a pillow back at home. I've got a pillow at uni. Like, all over the gaff. I've got two different. How many pillows do you sleep with?
Two.
Yeah. So ultimately, I've got 4 different pillows that I alternate with, and because the bedding looks the same, I can't I can't tell which pillow is the pillow that I use all the time. So I'm switching up. So I'm not as emotionally connected to a pillow. So I feel like I wouldn't choose it.
Neither am I.
So I'll just sleep on any pillow because they provide you with some pillows.
I'm not emotionally connected to me pillow. All I'm saying is, you can't take your phone, can you? Like, you can't take that. Like, to be honest, Miles had a good one.
It's been 64 days.
Miles had a good one. He was taking a disposable camera.
That's a good time.
That's a good time. But I feel like a pillow is just comfort, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, I get that.
Go on, what's
well,
yours?
originally I did put Bonnie, the dog.
But unfortunately, Bonnie can't go to the jungle.
Bonnie's life.
Bonnie can't.
But I did kind of think, like, it's hot in the jungle. She's got a lot of fur. I feel like it'd be more cruel to take her than to not.
Yeah.
So I've gone with my teddy bear, Pudsey.
You've just said don't have any emotional connection to anything, and now all of a sudden you're taking a teddy bear.
No connection to my pillow. Oh, I've had this pillow.
It's a pillow called Pudsey.
I've had this teddy bear. He's not at uni, actually. He's back at home. I let him stay there because he gets a little bit insecure going away from home. I have Pudsey Bear. You'll all know. You do all like the charity fundraising and stuff like that. I've had him since I was a child. He's absolutely disgusting because of like the usage, and I refuse to wash him in case all his fur falls off. He's had a few holes in him. He's been sewn up by Mandy. Love you, Mandy. Love you, Mum. So yeah, I'd love to experience the jungle with him.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna think I've just laid my heart out on the table.
Yeah. That was more emotional than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I feel like I could cry. No, I'm joking.
Let us know your luxury item in the comments below.
Maybe some digestives, as I said earlier.
You can't take anything like that though, can you?
Okay, maybe fluffy socks.
My sister said a dressing gown, mate, you'd be sweating.
Yeah.
You'd be sweating.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the jungle.
Do you not take a footy? I'll take a footy.
That's a good idea, actually.
I'd probably invent my own jungle game.
Bit of fun and games.
Maybe like pass the stick.
Pass the teddy.
No, don't you dare. He's not getting moved out of my bed area.
Okay.
It's too delicate. He's got an eye patch, and like when you lift the eye patch up, the fur underneath the eye patch is a different colour to the rest of his body because it's cleaner. But I don't want to wash him.
So what Amy's saying is she's a scruff.
That's a bit.
Let's talk about footy then.
I think I'm going to leave this podcast
Let's
now.
talk about footy.
Okay.
I'll redeem myself, yeah.
Liverpool.
Well, Liverpool,
bottom of the league.
Women's football weekend happened this past weekend. We obviously only really focused on the Merseyside Derby.
Schmanfield.
Yeah, Merseyside Derby at Anfield. Liverpool v Everton. It was a big occasion.
Yeah.
It was one that was hyped up for a while, and rightly so.
Yeah.
First WSL game at Anfield, all that jazz. It was an exciting week. You know, obviously, like we discussed last week, we had to go to the media day and all stuff like that. So it was fun. It was exciting. We were probably looking forward to it. Come 90 minutes, we were not happy bunnies at all.
No.
Just simply because of the results, not because of team performance, anything like that. It's just we lost 1-0 to Everton at Anfield.
We've not lost in 23 years to Everton at Anfield.
And
Men or women.
And now the women show up and it's like, here you go. Here you go. Like,
honestly, like, let's take it back to the day. I woke up. I feel like we're both in the same boat here. I woke up and I was like, oh my God.
Like, just
today
like
is
buzzing.
the day. Absolutely buzzing. So, like, when I woke up on Sunday morning, and I was just, like, thinking, oh, my, we've been waiting for this day for so long. Like, first time women's game's going to be at Anfield.
Yeah.
Like, the whole build-up to the game started off so well in terms of we met the girls from Poulton Victoria FC. Shout out to them. Obviously, it was so cool. If you've not seen the video, go and see it. The little here. Erin as well. We got sent a photo of her watching one of our... I wasn't even in the photo.
It was me. It was mine and Chris's podcast. Thanks,
joking.
Erin. Thanks.
Yeah, no, if you want to watch a special episode, I think you'll find... Christmas special, 1 year special.
Well, the Christmas special is funny as well.
Our 1 year special, if you scroll back on our channel, if you want
Yeah.
to watch that one, Erin, I'm sure you'll like that one. It's quite funny. But yeah, obviously built up to the show with them.
Yeah.
Saw a load of people at Anfield, watched the bus greeting. Like, you can feel the stadium filling up a little bit, and you're thinking, oh, because we were like, how many people are actually going to be there?
It was really nice because did we get in about like...
We got in really quite early.
Like 1:30.
Yeah.
It's 1:45, something like that. So like... We seen the progression of the stadium filling up.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone goes to the match like an hour before. I don't do that personally when I go to footy matches, but some people do. They like to get in there, see the pitch, whatever. So
because
like,
we were working, obviously.
So it wasn't until like
it
wasn't until like 5 minutes before kickoff when the teams were walking out that you actually like appreciated how many people were actually there.
Yeah. 100%.
And you could fully take it in and see, which was like amazing.
Yeah, like the whole build up to the game was incredible. It's just such a shame that we didn't get the result.
Yeah.
And like we were speaking to Paul earlier and we were saying like it's not all doom and gloom. Like there's so many more things you can take out of that day, that occasion. Like Liverpool women just played at Anfield and sold their allocation. 23,500 people were sat there watching a women's football game. And obviously we'll get onto the women's football weekend in general, like, and how it was a success. But, like, I got home on that night, although it was quite late, I'm not going to lie to you. When I got in, I kind of, like, sat in bed for a second and just sort of evaluated, like, the day in general.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, I couldn't care about the result. I was just there, like, what?
I text you, like...
unreal.
Yeah, I text you and it was, like, what, like... 1:30, 1:45 in the morning. And I was like, I honestly feel really, like, upset by the defeat. But then, like, you're really, like, happy about, like, what you've seen. Yeah. Because, like, when I did, like, my Instagram post, my Twitter post and whatever, it was like, you never thought you'd see 23,500 people watching Liverpool women at Anfield.
Like, I think me and you got quite emotional when we were sat there. Because we go week in, week out, and see at Prenton Park 500 people, if that there.
Like, we seen the opening day against Reading, like, what was it, like, 1,300 people were there, 1,400 people.
And
then,
for us, that was good at the time.
Yeah, but then there's been times where we've been in the middle of winter when it's absolutely freezing and there's like 200 people there.
Yeah.
Like,
which is fine.
Yeah, you go to what you can go to.
Like, we were just sat there and thinking like, oh, our little team's like out there selling this many tickets. Because like, it felt, I mean, I wasn't going to cry, I'm not a crier, but I did feel a bit like, oh, like, it was heartwarming more than anything.
Like, tugged on the heartstrings a bit, didn't it? Because, like, you could... Like, we're fortunate enough, like, we've met some of the players and the manager and, like, whoever, and it's just really nice because you know how hard they work for it, and just to see, like, the end product of it was, like,
at the end of the day, they're just people.
Yeah.
And I think whether it's the men's game or the women's game, people seem to forget that. They seem to forget that at the end of the day, football players are just football players.
Yeah.
And I think whether the girls who play for Liverpool are Liverpool fans or not, that's a special thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
Whether it's at Anfield, whether it's at City's Etihad Stadium, whether it's at Tottenham Stadium, whether you support the club or not, to play in front of that many people
is unbelievable.
And that, like, some people who may watch that game back and hear the crowd might think, oh, that atmosphere's terrible. But if you compare that atmosphere to that at Prenton Park, the fact that every single tackle that the Liverpool made on Everton was like, wait, when Mel Lawley went and took the corners from where Trent did his madness corner. Yeah. Like, the crowd roared, and we just looked at each other at one point.
Like, when we got
just filmed it. I didn't even film any of the game. I just filmed the crowd, and I was like, I want to remember this, and I want to remember how it felt like to have such an incredible atmosphere at a women's game.
It's definitely a day that, like, we're going to look back on,
forget.
like, end of the season, depending, obviously, like, you know, whatever happens.
Whatever way that season goes, that's
you're gonna
probably
look at that
the best moment of the season so far.
You're not going to top it,
probably
I don't
ever.
think.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, actual football played, I thought Liverpool were absolutely amazing.
I said this in my post-match, and I'll say it probably for a long time now. That's the best football we've played since we've been doing this podcast. Yeah. That's over 2 years
like,
now.
I think because of the occasion and where they were playing and everything, that obviously had a contributing factor. But, like,
also the fact that Everton weren't fully
they weren't fully firing. Like, you know, they had really good moments throughout the game. They did have spells where, like, they were on top. Like, but for a majority of the 90 minutes, we had most of the possession, and
which we never do.
And it's been the tail of the whole season. We're just not scoring, and it's eventually gonna come. It will, like, the ball will be hitting the back of the net. We've done it before. We scored 5 goals in one game this season, albeit Coventry, but that's you can't.
MK Dons last season.
Exactly, like, you know, we are capable of scoring. It's just. It's not if, it's when sort of type thing.
And it will come. That's. I was getting to the stage where I was like, is this ever going to come? But that performance has really reassured me.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, the whole 90 minutes, I thought, we're going to score. We're going to score.
Yeah.
We're going to score.
Even, literally.
We had loads of opportunities. It's just, it was a misjudged shot. Keeper pulled off a great save for Kirsty Leonard's
That was a very good save.
Like, our arms were up in the air. Like, the whole bench was off.
I was just there,
like we were the most biased people in the press box. You could probably find.
Could not care.
But, like, exactly, like, you know, although we do this, like,
we are, first and foremost, we are fans.
Oh yeah, like, we obviously want our team to win.
Like, I've said this several times. We are not journalists.
No.
We are just fans that make videos for other fans.
Yeah.
That is all we are.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I'd ever want to be, especially at this point in, like, my life or whatever. And, like, I think as a fan, that meant a lot to us that day.
Yeah, it was amazing. Just all of it was like, absolutely
and
unbelievable.
And if, like, some people might have sat there in that press box and been like, well, why are these two going off so much? But I'm not going to not do it. Yeah. Just because we're sat in a different area. Football's about passion at the end of the day. And if you go in there because your work's paid you to go and do a job, fair enough. But I'm still going to celebrate. No matter what. Which 100%. I think is a fair enough comment.
Yeah, definitely. If you had to pick one player from the game at the weekend, who was your standout player? Who would you go for?
I don't think I could pick one.
Okay.
I think I've got to pick two, and that's probably Charles and Kirsty.
Cool.
Lynette, sorry. Kirsty didn't stop working for 90 minutes. Literally, her hold-up play was really good. She wasn't playing in her usual position. She was playing behind Sweetman Kirk, sort of in the 10 role.
Yeah.
And she was spreading play, holding it up for Lawley and Charles to get up. Slide tackling everywhere, put a real shift in until she got subbed off.
She was doing little shuttles across the back forward as well, trying to, like, you know,
just
put
helping the
pressure
whole
on
pitch.
Yeah.
And then Charles just was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes, how she didn't score 2 or 3 goals, I have no idea.
She had that right back on strings at times.
Literally, and her and Lawley kept switching sides, which was boss.
Yeah.
Just freshening it up. Neve was absolutely puffing by the end of that game.
She was puffing after 20 minutes. She was like, she proper overexerted herself there.
Unbelievable performance. And to be honest, special mention to the back four, because they absorbed the pressure. I know Fahy shouldn't have slid in for when their goal was, But for the other 90 minutes, they just stood strong and defended really well.
Yeah.
Becky Jane.
Becky Jane.
Do you know what? Everyone was sick.
That game really highlighted how quick actually Becky Jane is.
Yeah.
Like, she was fast down that right-hand side. She was quick.
It was her, Kirsty and Lawley that kept working as a triangle, like, passing the ball in, back out, and then over, then round. And it was like, they were... The thing that I was really impressed with was Liverpool trying so many different things. It wasn't just the hoik the ball over the top and someone run onto it. It was like, through there, through this way. That's not working. We'll go again, reset, sort of.
They look so much more, like, calm and relaxed and comfortable on the ball, because there's been times this season where it's just like, they've got the ball and then they're like, oh, you take it, or like, I'm just going to pass it, or like, and hope for the best. But like say Jade Bailey, that was her best performance in the red shirt. She had time to take the ball off someone, turn, look, pick out a pass, drive forward. Like, she knew it was like, everyone was just so aware what was going on. Whereas at times this season, it doesn't feel like that.
No.
So like, I think
it was a very confident performance, and we've been lacking confidence. And I think playing at Anfield is exactly what we needed at exactly the right point.
Like, despite the result, I know that the team will, like,
going into this Blackburn game tomorrow, they're gonna be
like
firing.
Going into Blackburn, but also going into Arsenal at the weekend. Like, that's a massive game for us, and it's a big game for them as well. Yeah, because they've got to keep up with Chelsea and City. Yeah, if they win their games, you know what I mean. So it's a big weekend. So I hope that they can take confidence and positives from that game.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Well, news then.
News. We're
gonna highlight Women's Football Weekend overall as the news of news segment today.
Sad.
Because obviously we've just gone off on about Liverpool playing at Anfield, but Tottenham,
because why wouldn't we?
Exactly. But, you know, Tottenham v Arsenal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium had 38,262 people attend.
That's a record for WSL.
We've got the record on opening day and have already beaten it, and we're not even in December yet. Like, that just shows...
Women's football is literally flying, and if you're not involved, why not?
And I hope that, like, clubs can see that, because I hope, for example, Man City might turn around and go, you can play at the Etihad again when it's next international break. Same for Spurs, same for Arsenal at the Emirates. Like, I know they played there in pre-season, but they didn't get the crowd that I think people expected. But, like, what's to say that they won't get it later on in the season if they play at the Emirates?
Goodison.
The next derby at Goodison, who knows, you know what I mean? United playing at Old Trafford, all them type of stuff. Like, there's like...
a desire
it's there for the taking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just embrace it. I'm just, like, just help grow the game.
Like, just look at those figures. 38,000, 23,500. We're not talking hundreds here anymore. We're talking thousands.
And, like
we said this after the game, the World Cup has helped this
honestly
so much. The World Cup has proper excelled women's football.
Like, you're seeing it, the impact the 2015 World Cup had on it, but this has just reached, like, absolute new heights, like new levels that I don't think anyone anticipated.
Even, like, the coverage, I see it everywhere. It's at the end of a news segment on ITV, Sky, on BBC News, like the news shows, it's always in there, like, oh, England woman won, blah, blah, blah. Man City take on, blah, 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 blah. It's just informing people, and that's the best way to do it. Because if people see women's football's becoming more of a norm, maybe they're more likely to give it a go. I
think that's been the whole issue, like, why it's not where it is, because no one's actually been informed about it. So, like, I'm going to drag my dad under the bus here, but, like, I said to him, oh, do you want to come, if you ever want to come in game or whatever last night, and he said, he was like, oh, I've been to, like, games like that before where, like, the standard's not as good, and I was like, but you haven't. I was like, you've never been to a women's game, so you can't compare a shitty men's game to a women's football match. Like, you can't do it. Like, I think that's what people do. Yeah. Like, do you think, like...
preconceive the idea,
yeah, exactly, and it's like... But that's simply because when he was growing up, right up until now, women's football wasn't broadcast on the telly. It wasn't highlighted in newspapers or anything else like that. I think that's just the main issue. People need to be informed about it in order to, like like actually understand the game.
Yeah.
If more people were informed about it, who's to say that Anfield wouldn't have reached the 50,000 capacity? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's to say it won't do that in the future?
Yeah.
Same for every other stadium.
Yeah. Well, obviously my dad came to the game with us, and that's the first time. Because I asked him actually, I was like, "Oh, this is the first time you've been to a women's football game," and he was like, "Yeah, it's obviously I've seen like you as a kid," and I was like, "Dad, that's not the same."
Sunday league like, football's not the same.
And like, we had a conversation, because we went for tea after. We had a conversation, and I said, "Oh well, what did you think of it then?" Because I was just
curious.
My dad just loves football, any of it, don't matter what it is, he just loves football. And I said to him, "Oh, what did you think then?" And he was like, "The atmosphere shocked me. The fact that there was that many people, like the noise that the crowd was making." And he was like pleasantly surprised with the level that they played at. Like at times they played some really, really good football. And like, I personally don't think my dad would have gone to a women's game if it wasn't like with me, or if I didn't like ask him to, if we weren't doing what we're doing. I don't think he would have done. But even just, I feel like I've had an impact on him, and that's like cool to sort of say that he's come to watch it because he can see how interested me and you were both in it. And
like he was taking pictures of us the whole day. Like, it was,
he absolutely loved it. And like, it was like, for me, I was a bit like, oh, like it was kind of cool to be able to like bring him along and like open him up to that new world. So maybe now he's going to start coming again. Like, if he's in Liverpool for the weekend, maybe he's going to come Prenton Park. And I think that's what it's all about. That's
like good for you, because you know that now. You know that if you said to him, "Oh, if you're down in Liverpool next time and there's a home game, do you want to come with us?" But like obviously my dad took me to like when I would play football when I was younger. Like, he always took me to like tournaments and whatever. And like, I've been lucky enough to have a season ticket for the men's team, and he's always taking me in, like, if I wanted to go. But like, I've never experienced a women's football match with him, and now because I'm so into it, I'd love for him to just sit. I'd love to just sit there like I do at Anfield every weekend for the men. I'd love to sit there with my dad and just talk about it like I would for any other game.
That's literally the point I was about to make. Me and him were sat in the press box talking about the game as if we were talking about the men's game. Like, when we sit at home and watch it on the telly with each other, we were talking about it the same way. And I think that's so, it's like, it says quite a lot, the fact that we're not there like, I think it would be weird if I was to be sat with my dad and him not sort of commentate on the game. And like, he felt like he could do that even though it was women playing, and for me that shows because quite a lot. It was literally the same conversation we was having if we was watching men. Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's still football. It's the same game that you play, same rules, all that. It's just women playing it rather than men.
Exactly. Like, I think maybe like obviously maybe both our dads are more inclined to maybe like are more open-minded to it because they've taken us as kids. Like, my dad would still come and watch me play each weekend if he could now, sort of thing. So I think that might have a lot to do with it. But the thing that interests me the most is, like, there's a lot of people that do go, "Oh, women's football's terrible. It's, like, not the same." But, like, have you tried it?
Yeah.
Like, if you've got a sister, your sister might want to play football, but you're stereotyping it before she's even had the chance to do it.
Yeah.
Or things like that.
Yeah.
So I think more events like this doesn't just prove to us that there's more desire for it, but maybe it proves to the people that aren't as interested that, oh, there's 36,000 people going to watch that women's football game. Maybe their views gonna change on like their whole opinion of the whole thing.
And like I said to you during the game, probably afterwards, there's been people there at Anfield who wouldn't have known any of the players on the pitch.
No.
They've just took the kids day out at Anfield. They might never experienced Anfield before. We get to go, I get to see it, blah blah blah, $5 a ticket, cheap day out for the kids. But then might have come out at the end of it and gone, "Do you know what, that was actually really enjoyable. The kids enjoying themselves. When's their next game?" Do you know what I mean?
That's the aim. That's the aim. And you said it perfectly earlier. It's a shame that we're not at home on the weekend, because that could have been a bit of a pull, because maybe it gets to the weekend after and they're like, "Oh, I've forgotten about it. Oh, I didn't realise," or whatever. I think the next home game is the 6th of December against West Ham.
Like, that's a long way away.
That is a long way away. So we're just going to have to hope that people are as interested as we think they are.
Fingers crossed.
But overall, Women's Football Weekend, when it first came out, I was like, whatever. Because we didn't know we were playing at Anfield.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's the Derby sound. We'll be there anyways, won't we? But now I'm like...
Oh, I'll do it again. I want to go to Anfield again.
Every weekend to be Women's Football Weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
Well, sort of along the same lines.
Is this where I chill? Am I?
No, not really.
Okay.
You can get involved in this because the NWSL segment's not really there anymore because there's no games now.
I'm sad I'm not hearing the music.
Season's over. Yeah. If you enjoyed that graphic, let us know. But Sky Blue FC announced that they are moving stadiums and they will be playing in the Red Bull Arena.
Full time,
every game.
And oh my god, I didn't know that. I thought you just meant like one off.
No. Like that's gonna be their ground. That's their home ground now, and that's something that the American League does well. Is that like the teams share the grounds. It's like Portland.
Logistically, that must be quite difficult though.
I think they do it where like one's away, one's at home type of thing. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
And to be honest, some of the pitches over there aren't like proper grass. They're like so it doesn't take much maintenance, does it really? So if they did have to play one day after another, then it wouldn't really. I don't think it affected too much.
Yeah.
But like so. That Red Bull Arena has a capacity of 25,000. Sky Blue this season have only reached a capacity on average of 9,000, which is a really good turnout for women's football.
Yeah.
But then you've seen people be like, oh yeah, they can fill that, they'll fill that. And then you've seen people be like, oh no, they're not going to fill that. But the highest attendance this season for NWSL game was Portland, and it was just over 21,000 people. Like, imagine us rocking up at Prenton Park and 21,000 people every weekend. Just every weekend. And I'm like...
Honestly, that'd be unreal.
So, New York Red Bulls, that's their stadium. So, like, to share with the team, you know, like that's really good.
That's incredible.
But my question is, could you see a future where WSL teams do that? So, Tottenham women and Tottenham men play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Arsenal play at the Emirates. We play at Anfield. Everton at Goodison.
I don't know, just because of the amount of fixtures the men's play.
Yeah.
That's, especially if they're real grass pitches as well, that could be quite difficult. Like the turnaround, I can imagine, is quite hard. I'd love to be, I think there's always a possibility. You can't ever cancel that idea out. But like, for example, how many competitions are Liverpool men in at the moment?
Yeah.
How many times do they need to play at Anfield, home or away? How many competitions are Liverpool women in at the moment?
Well, like
they'll be in at 3 at some point.
Well, for example, like
hopefully.
say our Napoli game at home was last night, and say for example we were playing Blackburn Rovers at home tomorrow night. Like that's a
quick turnaround.
It's a quick turnaround for games. So I get
Yeah.
That's a
hope maybe something will be sorted out in the future, but right now probably
I'd
not.
like to see like maybe like it's not like a contract agreement, but like it's like okay, you can have 4 games next season.
Well, every international break do it.
Yeah. Like there's another international break in March where there's a weekend of fixtures of women's football. Do it then. Do it again. See if you can beat the crowd. See if you can just get the same. See if you can get better.
Yeah, I completely
And especially
agree.
towards the end of the season when like people might drop off as well.
Yeah.
Like they may take an interest now, but when it comes to like February, March, you may think, oh no, like whatever. They're bottom of the league. Or we're not in top 4, depending on who you support, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so get the momentum going again. Yeah. For the end of the season, that leave people in the summer thinking, oh, I can't wait for the season to start again, so we can watch that team.
Yeah, I agree. Probably the best way to go about it. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's all right.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out all our post-match stuff from the weekend. Especially the Portland Victoria girls video. We really enjoyed making that.
Honestly, so good, yeah. And the vlog's just gone out today.
Yeah, vlog is out today, so watch that. Build up for Blackburn tomorrow was out yesterday, so that'll be...
Build up for Arsenal on
We'll put
Friday.
them 2 on the end screen.
On
the end screen there. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week with a new podcast. Ta-ra.